It's a morning ritual on this lonely street in Abilene, Texas. Pre-dawn light greets a truckload of workers punching in for their shifts. Job number one, wake up a drafty old machine shop. The lights blink on, huge metal doors slide open, and the Central Texas Tool Company groans into another day.
We're just a machine shop, welding shop, do repair work on predominantly oil field tools and equipment.
There's mostly parts off of big rotary rigs, pumping unit parts. We get a little work from the rock quarry, just odds and ends.
The shop runs smoothly on a skeleton crew of just 3 guys. The owner, Mr. Carpenter, the shop foreman, Mr. Carpenter, and their newest hire, Mr. Carpenter. Okay, so around here they go by Tom, Tommy, and Pierce. 3 generations working side by side in a family business that's nearly as old as the dirt it sits on.
When they first built it in 1937, I was about 5 years old, and I've just grown up here in this floor. This is home.
Some of the equipment actually came with my great-grandpa in the early teens. And it's of the era from when the shop was started.
There's a piece of equipment right back over there that says it was made in '88.
It says 1889, I think, is what it says. But yeah, that's, you know, over 100 years old and still operational. That's pretty amazing.
They jokingly call it a working museum, but this building really is a piece of history. Back during the very first oil boom, machine shops just like this one roved all over the country.
Years ago, these old shops kind of followed the oil industry. And if there was an oil boom on in Monahans or someplace, well, they'd just tear the old shop down and move it to where the boom was. And this one got to here, and this was where it stayed.
It was all used equipment and used tin and timber, and here it is 70-something years later.
This is the same wood and tin shack that landed here in 1937, run on the same belt-driven machines, and still working the same way. There are no computers here, no automated industrial equipment, just 3 generations of machinists who trust their hands to build and their minds to create.
We'll just get a welding rod and get here in the dirt and, you know, kind of draw it out and discuss it. And I think we'll mount that hydraulic motor and put a gusset between the holes right here.
This motor comes with tapped, or we have to put nuts on that.
It comes with just holes in the flange. Dad leaves all the configurating to me now.
I come in here with a serious problem, and you're going to draw in the dirt with a welding rod to fix it for me.
Yeah, would it scare y'all?
You know, after looking at you guys, I don't think it would.
From pipe threading to welding to fabrication, they never know what they'll be doing next.
That'll work.
Every job and every day is a little different, except at 9:30 a.m. when it's time to put work on hold.
It's soda pop time. Dr. Pepper?
Yep, suits me.
You want some peanuts?
Yeah, pass me one.
Give me one out of there too.
Regardless of who's here or what's going on, we try to drink that soda pop at 9:30.
What kind of things you talk about?
Oh, mostly cars usually, or something we're working on, or politics, and there's always something comes along. Never a dull moment.
And we just sit back and shoot the breeze for about 30 minutes or so.
It's a kind of a togetherness. Kind of enjoy each other's thoughts and life, and pretty good time. I look forward to it.
Now, most places probably can't shut down for peanuts and Dr. Pepper, but this isn't most places. Here, The Apprentice isn't some reality TV show. It's the most important position on staff. For 4 generations and counting, each carpenter man has learned his trade right here on the job.
You were educated by your dad,
Yep,
and he learned it where?
by his daddy. There's no way that you could step in here out of college or out of a trade school and just take off.
There's no way I can know what all they know. I mean, like my grandfather's forgot more than I've learned, and you know, you just gotta hope that you can pick up on that before it's not there to rely on anymore, and it's your time to step up and be able to remember that on your own.
Can you do that?
I hope so. That's my plan.
This isn't how things work anymore, but maybe it should be. Within these metal walls, life moves a little slower, and Pierce, Tommy, and Tom have found the precious gift of time. Time to pass down knowledge, time to savor moments with family, and time enough to preserve a family tradition.
You know, they're my role models in life as far as where I am today.
What would your dad think if he knew you and your son and your grandson followed in his footsteps?
Well, I think he'd be real proud of us himself. This was his life, and I think he'd be all right with him.
You hope one day you have a son that does, you know, wants to follow in similar footsteps, and always hope that the tradition can carry on.
And folks, that's something you just don't see much anymore. And I'm not talking about that ancient tool shop, but 3 generations working side by side and having a great time doing it. We'll be right back.